Hi guys, it's Clarice, and today I am going to show you how to do another heart, except this time we're going to do it with leaves. And for that I am going to be using my number 4 in the Squirrel Black Velvet, the number 8, and also my Squirrel Black Velvet in the number 8 just as a backup in case I need it. Or maybe this one should be the backup because, you know, Squirrel Mop. Sorry, not Squirrel Mop. Silver Black Velvet. I'm going a little bit crazy here. So for my colors, I'm using greens. I have 3 different kinds of greens already set up here. And again, like I've mentioned previously, I would like you guys to kind of come up with your own greens and experiment and see how things work out for you. So I'm not going to tell you what to use. And I'm also using a little bit of my blue just to add in the green if I wish, here and there. And so let's begin. To begin, I am going to, I'm actually going to be doing 3 to 4 different kinds of leaves, and they're just pretty much going to be outlining the you can see my rough outline of the heart. And let's start. I just want to make sure that everything is on the screen and you can see. I'm not going to be taking anything off. Okay, perfect. So I have my water ready, I have my paper towels, and we're going to start. So to start off, I am going to start off with mixing my greens. So I have like a brown, and I'm going to mix it with my bright green and get something like that. And then I'll just put a little bit of brown to the side here in case I need to dip in for whatever reason and get any of this. All right, so let's begin. I'm going to take in some of the dark, mix it with a little bit of the green, and I'm going to start my first leaf. So the first one I'm going to do is going to be this way. And I'm just doing a light graze with the tip of my brush. And then I'm going to do the extensions. Dip in to get some of the green. And just press down and pull forward. And then press down, pull forward, but I'm leaving a little bit of white in there. Now you can control how big these strokes are in case you want your leaves to be a lot tinier. So just be mindful of that as you're painting along. If you want tinier leaves, you need to make sure that you're not pressing your brush down all the way. And I'm just going to do one more here. There we go. I can extend it just to give it more reach on here. So we can do something like that and just, otherwise we'll be painting for a while. And then just let it trail. So that's my first one. My second one I'm going to do is going to be with a little bit of blue. So I have my blue in here and I'm just going to mix it with the green that I already have going on. And I get this kind of ultramarine green. And for that, once I have that, I'm just going to do another branch. And these leaves are going to be slightly different, obviously. Let's get a little bit of the darkness in here too. And for these, I'm just going to pull them out and do these. And again, leaving white space in between. And these are supposed to be more rounder at the tip as opposed to pointed. So I would try and get that shape as best as you can. And you can leave your white space in there too. That kind of adds something nice. There we go. Something like that. And you can actually extend it and make it longer if you wish. But again, for the sake of this, let's just leave it as is and let's go on to another leaf. Or we could actually just do this on the other side while we still have the color in here, so we don't want to like waste the color. So I'm just going to do that. See, this has a little more blue in it, and I'm going to leave that because I like it. I threw in some green. If you control your brush strokes, you can control the thickness of the leaves. So I would play around with how you want that to show up as well. Now see how my leaves are slightly different on this side because I'm doing it in this angle as opposed to when I did it here, which was going downward. So it makes a difference. I think I will just add a little bit of the green because I like how that looks over here. So some of my light green that I had, I'm just adding it on here. That's good. And now we can actually just do that one as well, since we actually no, we'll do another one of these because I like to do them in threes and we still have a lot of space. So I'm just going to do this one more time and then we can move on. So this area I want to leave for something else. So let me just do this one. Oh, I don't want to move this because I want to make sure that you guys are seeing everything. There we go. Okay, so for this, I am going to extend here. And see, I added a little extra blue in these leaves right here. And these are also quite watery. So they will probably dry up to be a lot lighter compared to the others. And that's okay. So going back to these ones that I did, I'm going to go ahead and get my dark with the green and then create one right here. And then again, the same thing as I mentioned with the leaves. You want to just extend and then elongate, or just from outside in. Make sure you're mindful of how thick you want your leaves or how big, as I mentioned before. So then just don't drag your brush too much on the paper if you don't want it to be too much, is my suggestion. And then we have that. We'll do one more, and then we'll move on to another kind of leaf. And let's just do that right now. And so I'll do it here. And now I'm going to be overlapping a little bit, since I haven't been doing that. So literally you just drag and just drag your brush on there and then trail. So that gives you the tapered look at the end of each leaf. And if you want to add some brighter green in there so it blends in nicely, you can just do that. That's nice. So we have this, and now we'll move on to another kind of leaf that we'll do. And this, for this one, I would actually like to introduce a little bit of orange. And so I am going to use an orange that kind of looks like this. And I will use the more of the lighter green in my already mixed up dark, so it's slightly brighter. And for this one, I will also introduce the number 8 brush. And so that's going to look like this. So dipping into my dark, I'm going to just do a nice little twirl of the leaf. So far we've been doing straight or slightly curved. For this, I'm introducing a little bit of a twirl and then kind of dipping into the dark. I'm going to add that over there and then just start my leaves, which are going to be, I'm going to try and get it as long as I possibly can, like that. And then we have, you know what, let me do the number 4 with this. So we want to get the leaves to be long but like curvy that way. And this can afford to be slightly darker. And so I'm just going to darken them up a bit. But you want them to be flowy, the leaves, essentially like this. And you're literally just making sure that you just give it a nice swirl on your sheet and then extend to hit the stem. Just like that. And then what I would also do is just wash away everything from this, get into your orange as quickly as you can, and then just add it along in certain areas. And also in the stem. There we go. And then we'll do the same thing. So I realize now using the number 8 for the stem, it's a bit too thick and harder to control. So let's just make it easier on all of us and just go with the number 4 for the stem, and then we can always revert back to the other. So again, for the stem, I'm going to mix a little more orange on here so I have it already. So what I'll do is this time I'll start off with the orange and then go into the green. So I'll make a swerve and then going into my green. I'm going to start doing the leaves. So again, you're just extending and you're kind of doing a swirl. And then same thing here. You want it to be thinner, so make sure you're controlling your brush as best as you can. And now we're going to go into the orange and just add some on there. There we go. So we have those little swirly things, and now we're going to do one more of those. Of that, I mean. And we'll do that over here. And so let's just do that. And do another swerve. And again, like I've mentioned, you're just pretty much doing little swirls. Mixing more color so I can get something a little more stark. And I'm going to extend this stem. There we go. And now finally I'll go in to get some orange, and I'm going to add the orange on the stem and a little bit around the leaves. And just one for a little bit of variation right there. Okay, so that's that. And usually the stems of these are slightly at a curve, so you can feel free to add that in. So we have 3 different types right now, and we can actually kind of just keep on doing the same type, or we could also introduce another one, and these are also just as fun to do. So here's what that would look like. I'm going to add some of the ultramarine blue. Some of you might know how to do these. You've even seen it in the other tutorial of mine. And they're quite popular in a lot of wedding bouquets. And they're simple to do, so that's always nice. What I did was I used the ultramarine that I had, and then I just added some blue leaves here and there, and it kind of blends in with the green and gives you that nice little, like, what's the word, monochromatic effect. And we can continue to do these all around and pretty much create a nice looking heart, just created mainly out of leaves, that you can decorate and maybe fill in with some nice wording. So for the sake of that, I'm just going to make this a time lapse now, and I'll show you how I finish this so you can see what that looks like. All right. Okay, so this is what the final looks like, and I really like it. So essentially what I did was I showed you guys how to do a couple of leaves, and I just went around and filled it in. And now some of you, like, I've heard a lot of people like the greenery, so you can leave it as is, or you can always add additional florals, but like the little cute ones that will just enhance the picture, or you can just do some lettering and leave it. So I'll leave that, not to use the word leave too many times, but I'll leave that decision up to you guys. But essentially, this is how you can do a cute little heart wreath for people in your life that do not like too much color and prefer green. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and I love seeing your work. So if you're comfortable, please do share. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.